Facebook Live here at McGraw-Webb Chevrolet. We're located at 29 Camden Bypass, Camden, Alabama. I'm your host, Frank McGraw, and we will get together every Thursday evening at 6 p.m. to talk car and truck specials, football, and even give you a pick or two or three on the upcoming games for the weekend. With that being said, we're going to start out with our new truck special for the week. Is an 18 Silverado Crew Cab 2-wheel drive 1500 LT All-Star Edition, which includes 5.3 V8, tow pack, power seats, fog lights, remote start. It stickers for $44,895 with a savings of $12,000 off sticker. The special with GM financing is $32,999. Your price is $32,999 for this 18 new Crew Cab 2-wheel drive Silverado. The price is good through this week only. I know it's been a long off season, and I know we're all glad football season is here. And I want you to know that all that we do and say here every week is for entertainment purposes only. It's now my pleasure to introduce my colleague here this evening, our local renowned sports authority, Mr. Calvin Catfish Strother, who will give you football news, updates, and his picks for the weekend of September the 1st. Take it away, Cal.
Well, Frank, I want to thank you and the staff of McGraw-Webb Chevrolet for letting me in on this ordeal. And I hope we have a lot of fun, and I hope some people make some money.
That's for sure.
And before I start with my picks, sometimes I want to give a commentary, and I think one needs to be made at this time, it being the first week, especially since a lot of powerhouse teams are playing cupcakes this week. It's this new transfer rule, and it's really hitting the nation by storm. It's ring around the roses with quarterbacks. 11 Power 5 teams heading into this season have a transfer atop their depth chart at quarterback.
Wow.
It's ridiculous. Overall, 8 of the top 20 quarterback recruits from 2016 have transferred. Already 4 of the top 20 quarterbacks have left the team they signed with.
Wow. And
one example of what reason this rule is terrible, they're going to have to revise it or put an amendment or a codicil on it, is what happened this week at Nebraska. Nebraska signed a freshman quarterback, Martinez, and he enrolled early, and he also brought in a Nebraska native from Central Florida, where he coached previously. He transferred to Nebraska. And after spring practice, Patrick O'Neill, a 2016 signee, announced he was transferring. This week, Frost announced that he was going to make Martinez the starter. The next day, Tristan Geppia, a top 20 quarterback recruit, left the team. And it's these quarterbacks, they get too much praise when they win, and they get too much flack when they lose. It's they want to be the stars, they want to be on the field. Well, all the other players do too.
correct.
Clemson signed Trevor Lawrence. He was the #1 quarterback in the nation, and immediately 3 quarterbacks transferred, including a 5-star Hunter Johnson. Michigan brought in Shea Patterson from from Ole Miss when Coach Freeze got in his little dilemma. And when Michigan brought in Shea Patterson, Wilson Spike, who was the starter last year, he transferred to UCLA. Alex Malzone transferred to Miami, Ohio. So now they're down to 2. LSU brought in Joe Burrows from Ohio State, As soon as he did that and named him the starter, Justin McMillan and Lowell Narcisse transferred. So Nebraska and LSU are now down to their starter and one backup. And, you know, the thing about it is it's just not quarterbacks either. Brandon Kennedy, he left Alabama. I was looking at West Virginia today. I didn't even know they had a wide receiver, T.J. Simmons, that transferred from that. If they're going wah, if I don't get to start, you know, I'm gonna transfer somewhere. You know, and the NCAA wants they're looking out for the players. You know, they don't want to hold back the players. Well, if they can't start here, they ought to have the right to go somewhere else. Well, if you go to Kent State or Bowling Green, you want to be a big fish in a little pond, yeah, fine. But isn't he taking the playbook? Can't he say, well, you know, that wide receiver had a torn ACL and he's back from the surgery, but he's only 80%. They're just using him for a ploy, you know, just,
Sure.
you know, if the defensive coordinator does this like he's stirring the pot, that means everybody's stuck in the middle. They can take trade secrets with them. And here's the thing about it, there's been more transfers to date, August the 30th, 2018. There's been more transfers this year than the past two combined, and guess what? We haven't even started the season yet.
True.
This is a rule that is bad for college football. It's got to be revised. They've got to do something about it, and you've just seen the tip of the iceberg. And that's all I'm going to say. I am going to write 2 head coaches in the SEC and get their opinion. I will show you the letters, and I will show you the responses.
Right.
And the first thing I'm going to do is apologize for waiting so long. Now they're so busy. I should have did this last month. But be that as it may, I think it's bad. It's bad for college football. It's not fair to the rest of the team. The NCAA says, well, let him go on and play somewhere else. Well, what about team?
Right.
What about your education? But anyhow, I'll have more updates on this as the season progresses. But I just wanted to say that, and I've read a lot of articles. I've got first-hand information from head coaches outside the SEC that do not like it, and it's like playing Ring Around the Roses. But anyhow, I just wanted to state that before I get started.
Right.
I've got a few picks here, and I hope that they'll capitalize for some viewers. I have a 2-star pick. I like Michigan State over Utah State. I played this earlier. The line has been bouncing anywhere from 23 to 25. I got it at 23.5. Michigan State went 10-3 last year. They returned 10 starters on offense and 9 on defense, and they went 10-3 in the Big Ten. That's pretty good. They got an experienced quarterback with Brian Learick. They have won 19 straight home openers. They're 28-4 against non-conference opponents since Mark D'Antonio has been the coach. That's 87% winners. That's pretty good. Utah State went 6-7 last year. They returned 9 on offense and 9 on defense. They've got experience, but now they just went 6-7. And they're 1-14 against the Big Ten teams, and their last win was in 1968, 50 years ago. They've lost 11 straight Power 5 road games, and they are playing at Michigan State. Now, D'Antonio was assistant coach with Nick Saban for 6 years, and I really, truly believe that he's going to have Michigan State ready to play. And I think that Michigan State will cover that 23.5 point spread. I have a 3-star bet, and I think a lot of people are going to like this one. It's the under 49 on the Auburn and Washington game. Now the point spreads could bounce in anywhere from 1.5 to 3, but I like the under on it. Auburn was 27th in the nation in pass defense, 43 in rushing defense. Total defense, 25th. Washington was 19th in passing defense, first in the nation in rushing defense, 5th in the nation in total defense. Everywhere you turn to, I don't care what radio station, magazine, all they talk about is these two defenses. 49. You know, and also this is the first game. How many times have you seen first games of the season with two powerhouse teams? The offense is always rusty. They don't have the timing down, misreads, blown blocking assignments. You know, Washington's first game last year on the road, they did pretty good. Auburn's first game on the road, they just allowed Clemson 14. And I really and truly believe that under 49 would be a good bet on this game. And my 4-star pick is a tease bet, 7-point tease bet. And I played this earlier. West Virginia -2.5 and Texas -5. Now Tennessee has assembled one of the best coaching staffs in the nation. They are associated with 7 national championships, 21 conference championships, over 50 NFL draft selections, over 75 All-Americans, and they have over 50 years experience in the SEC. And what is they will be a team to be reckoned with, but it's going to take them some time. When Pruitt was announced coach and had to wait till after the Alabama game and assemble his staff, he only had just a few days before signing day. He got 6 of the top 300 ESPN recruits. That was amazing. So that's how good of a staff he has assembled there in Knoxville. But you know, for these recruits, young, new coaches, new terminology, new schemes, they're not going to be able to handle West Virginia's offense. West Virginia will probably lead the nation in offense this year, and Tennessee just don't have the athletes. Texas has 7 returning starters on offense and 7 on defense. Over the last 4 years, Texas has signed 47 4-star recruits. Maryland in the last 4 years has signed 11. The talent, they can't compete. They can't compete with Texas. They got revenge as a factor. Maryland came in and spoiled Tom Herman's debut last year. That if they lose 2 season openers to Maryland, it's going to be some assistant coaches that's really going to be feeling some pressure. Maryland's only got 5 returning starters back on defense. And Texas not only has 1 experienced quarterback, they have 2. They played 2 last year. And Texas should win this game easily. And the reason that I put it in a tease is just in case they're up by 14 or 17 and they put the second string in there and let them get a backdoor cover. Correct. It don't matter. West Virginia -2.5 and Texas -5. That should cover easily. And my 5-star pick, this is the one that I like the most. It's a futures wager, and it's over 7 wins on West Virginia. Will Greer, the quarterback, along with Dana Seals and Gary Jennings, all 3 of them were draft choices. They, albeit 4th, 5th, and 6th. They all got together. This is the best chance West Virginia has to win the Big 12 title. and also it will increase their stock for next year. On defense, Clemson has got a transfer, West Virginia got a transfer from Clemson, Jabari Robinson, who is very good, a 4-star. They got a Penn State transfer, Brennan Thrift, he's a 4-star. And I've seen this guy play a couple of times, a Southern Cal transfer, Kenny Bigelow. And they got a very highly talented defensive end, Dante Steele. Now, defense has been the Achilles heel for West Virginia. They couldn't stop anybody, but they've got 4 people coming in that can really increase the stock on defense. Krieger, last year, he only played in 9 games. He got hurt running the ball in the end zone, broke his finger. But he only played in 9 games, and he passed for 34 touchdowns, 3,490 yards. That's just in 9 games.
Wow.
The wide receiver, Steele, he led the nation with 18 touchdown receptions. If you look at their schedule, they should easily go 7-1 or 8-0 until their last 4 games. And they should easily, for you to lose this bet, you would have to, they would have to go 6-6, which would be one of the most shocking results in the nation. West Virginia also has 4 returning offensive linemen, so that can give Will Greer some protection. And I think that Will Greer will wind up with more yardage and touchdown passes than any quarterback in the nation. That is my opinion.
Wow.
Those are my picks for this week.
Thank you, Cal. I know you touched on the Auburn-Washington game, and that was your 3-star pick on under the game. But personally, I think the game's going to get down to a field goal or so towards the end, and I hope Auburn will prevail. I think their defense is a little stronger. I love that SEC defense, but I do think it's going to go down to the wire, and I do think your under looks very nice there. Our other in-state game that we always look for and pull for is Troy, and they are hosting Boise State. Last year, Troy went to Boise State, and I think Boise State won by 11.
They played them a good game.
Played a good, close game. In fact, Troy was going in at the end and fumbled the ball out of the end zone. So it would have been closer than the 11 points is what it was. So defensively, Troy is going to be better than they were last year. The only problem is they're going to go as far as the quarterback goes. He's not a freshman. He's been there for a couple of years, and he was Silver's backup last year, and he played in 3 or 4 mop-up duty jobs, and so he has got a little experience at quarterback, and they're going to go as far as the new quarterback goes. Alabama and Louisville. I think Louisville, I mean, you were talking earlier about Louisville. I think they gave up 40 points in 2 or 3 ball games last year. They gave up 30 points in 2 or 3 ball games last year.
And only have 4 returning starters.
Got 4 returning starters coming on defense. Alabama, and one other thing, Louisville, I don't know if we've seen the press or not, but Louisville players are talking. They're talking to Alabama about they can't stop us. They've got new defensive backs in. They can't stop us. So that's playing right into Saban's hands, as you're well aware of. I think this game is going to be kind of like the Alabama-Michigan opener 3, 4, 5 years ago, whenever it was, and I think Alabama won like 56-7.
They did that with Southern Cal too.
Yeah, Southern Cal is who I'm thinking about. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I knew it was one of the bigger powerhouses. But anyway, I look for Alabama to really, really dominate and Louisville to lay an egg. I really do.
Some people in Tuscaloosa are telling me that this could possibly be Alabama's best offensive team ever.
Herb Street said on ESPN the other day that if Tua plays and comes along like he's capable of, that this could be Nick Saban's best team ever. And I really believe that too. I mean, he loses a lot of players every year, but he fills them in with the 5 stars sitting on the bench that have been biting at the bits to get in the game anyway. So
That's
all he's doing is reloading.
That's their Achilles heel, is their defensive secondary. All of them are good, but they're inexperienced.
You're right.
Now, I came close to putting Alabama as my 2-star. But here's the thing about it. You know, Michigan State doesn't have 3 returning starters on defense. They have 9.
Correct.
So I said,
Yeah.
I better go with Michigan State.
I understand. I don't blame you there. Okay, well that wraps us up for the football part of it. Now we always gonna do a new car special, which I did early on that 18 new crew cab 2-wheel drive truck. And I've got a used special for you now. We just traded in a 2012 Volkswagen Beetle. It's in great shape. It's got leather. It's a one-owner car, a local trade, and only 38,000 miles. And I know most of you listening around know Miss Connie Hines, Bob Hines' wife. She works at the local town and country bank here. She bought the car new as a gas saver, and she's ended up with 3 or 4 more grandchildren than she anticipated. So she came and traded with me and got her a nice Tahoe. I bought her a nice Tahoe to get her out of this Beetle. We've got it in the paper for $12,950.
I wouldn't want to be in a Beetle with 3 or 4 screaming children.
We got it in the paper at $12,950, and we're gonna sell it this week to anyone that comes by until next week for $12,000. It's a 12 Beetle with 38,000 miles on it, leather, and loaded up. So that's our specials, Cal. I appreciate your insight. Did a great job. I look forward to working with you every week, every Thursday at 6. And I want to thank everyone listening on Facebook, viewing us on Facebook, and I hope your team wins this weekend. God bless.
Good luck.